Excuse me. Now, here we go. Oh my god, I didn't bring my water bottle. Cool. Cool start. We'll survive. I hope. Main output. Pow. Multi-stream. Pow. Okay. Chapter 28. Hefade. He came here as you oh my god, that's not Hefade. He came here as you predicted. Ew. He came here as you predicted. Hefade knelt before his master, the limestone walls of his castle absorbing the floating cold lights. I did as you instructed. The demon glowered over Hefade. Breaths thick and heavy in the chilly air. And, oh my god. And the Nexus? She was with him. Hefade raised his head to face the demon. She radiates. I've never felt such raw power. They'll be at the temple soon. Should I stop them? No. Its tongue snaked out between its teeth. Allow them to find her, it said with deep contempt. We need the Nexus to flourish before we can harvest. What if she's too strong? He will give us the power to overcome any obstacle. The demon rarely spoke of him. Had not spoken of him for months. Hefade's journey began with his search for him, vengeance and greatness. Hefade met the Great One once, years ago, to swear his allegiance, to bask in the glory of his god, his faith. Yeah, I said that weird. His faith, his very soul. It changed him and... fuck. His faith, his very soul. It changed him in ways he had not anticipated. Yes, master. He bowed his head again. When may I be graced by his presence again? The impact to his chin knocked Hefade backwards. The impact to his visage. The impact to his chin knocked Hefade backwards, cracking... oh, come on. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Now it's a party. Oh my god. My allergies are whack today. Okay. I'm not even kidding. It's probably my 70th sneeze. The impact to his chin knocked Hefade backwards, cracking the back of his head on the flagstone floor. Dazed, he met the demon's lurid gaze before shuddering his... shuddering? That should be shutting. Dazed, he met the demon's lurid gaze before shutting his eyes. Know your place. The demon stepped closer, towering over him. He will ask for you when he desires you. Hefade cowered. Dude, I have a hair. Are you why I'm sneezing? Skedaddle. Hefade cowered, My dog's barking. Yay! I wonder what he's barking at. Heffade cowered. I did not mean to offend, Master. Do not forget again. No, Master. The Nexus. She must not be allowed to attain full power. Once she leaves her temple, she will be vulnerable. She will be open to full... Ooh, I missed a word. Landon, hello. She will be open to her full potential, yet unable to properly wield it. What must I do? The demon leaned down, pushing his face close. Bring her to me. Bring them... Okay, voice, are you going to join me for this? Bring them both to me. Lauren floated in between waking and unconsciousness, the voice from earlier having her... Today is just an allergy day. I love it. The voice from earlier having left her alone to drift in this dark place of nothingness. She called out to Danu until she burned with exhaustion. Overwhelmed, yet numb. She couldn't feel her body, despite all surrounding her feeling real. Magic danced at the edges of her consciousness, like a firefly losing its light. She felt it, knew it was there, but couldn't connect with it, or control it. Do not Do not bother with your magic. You will not reach it, the voice said. Release me. You're keeping me against my will. Kagan and Tessa will come for me. They have no... Ooh, okay, come on, say the voice, do the thing. They have no ability to do so. You are here until I release you. What do you want? I want you. Fear filled Lauren. It wanted her? How did that work? Why did it want her? For what purpose? And you will submit. Never. Lauren Montgomery. What's up, Carmen? Lauren Montgomery. I can't say it, holy. Lauren Montgomery, you will give me all of you. It shoved her... Nope, that's not the line. It shoved into her mind and scraped the insides like a knife paring an apple. Hooray! It's a short chapter. It's a shorty. It's a shouty. Chapter 29. I had too much coffee today. I am jittery. Okay, onward. After I sneeze for the 17th time. God, allergies, what is up? Here we go. Chapter 29. Tessa. Wary, Tessa crouched near Kagan as he reached for her. Yeah. An urge to bolt thrummed into her veins. Nope. An urge to bolt thrummed in her veins to leave this place. Leave it all behind and run far, far away. Find a way to return home and forget magic existed. And Lauren? Okay. God dang. It's gonna be the worst live ever because I'm just like, ugh. I would use some magic to clear my sinuses. Oh my god, I'm gonna sneeze again. Lock in. Now there's a vehicle outside and it's loud. We'll wait. We shall wait. We shall wait. Tessa, Kagan began. I apologize. Oh my god. What is up? I apologize again for not discussing this with you sooner. Gently, his hand touched hers, and she allowed it. Oh, we'll get through this chapter. Come on. I guess we'll wait, because the outside is so loud. Okay. Gently, his hand touched hers, and she allowed it. Why didn't you? Fear, I suppose. Of what? That it would over... Oh my god, say the line, dude. That it would... what? WTF are you doing? I'm recording an audiobook. Read the title, dude. You dork. Jeez Louise. That it would overwhelm you, frighten you, that you would reject it. Reject you? He nodded. What up, Taylor? Why? She asked sharply, needing more. Why? She asked sharply, needing more, keeping her hand slack in his grip. Taking a deep breath, his leather tunic creaked, and his eyes dropped from hers. I know very little about a nexus. Nope. I know very little about being a nexus. There has only been one before now. I do know it's life-altering, likely dangerous, and I want to keep you safe. How can I when I don't have answers? What will you think of me? I wouldn't blame you. It's not your job to keep me safe. Isn't it, though? Danu chose us for each other. Everything I've read about the first Nexus tells of immense power and sacrifice. I'm a sacrifice? She pulled back. He stopped her. I don't know. The records... Wow. The records from the time are vague. Sacrifice can mean many things, or a misinterpretation. What happened to your ancestor? You said he was both guardian and nexus? Kagan rubbed the back of her hand with his gloved thumb, his face downcast. He served as guardian while gradually becoming more of the nexus. Eventually, his lifespan ended prematurely. Kagan paused, glancing up at her. Tell me. It's believed it absorbed him. Shit, Kagan! She yanked back. She yanked her hand from his. You brought me here knowing I'd be... what? Absorbed? Ugh. Okay. Lock in. Arms flailing, she shifted farther from him. There's a dog barking so loud. Arms flailing, she shifted farther from him. Kagan raised his hands in surrender. I would never. Remember, I didn't bring you. You insisted on joining me to save Lauren. I would have preferred you to remain behind. You would have been safer. Tessa faltered at the flare of anger racing through her before she remembered he was right. He didn't bring her or tell her she must go. In fact, she insisted on going against his judgment. Unless it was a ruse? Unless it was a ruse? He grasped her shoulders, holding her gently. I honestly don't know what to expect when we find the temple. There's so little information on how Danu split the worlds, and I'm uncertain what to think. Conflicting thoughts collided with twisting emotions. What if it's an exchange? She began to shake, quivering as she collapsed into his arm. Me for Lauren. Kagan held her tight, close as he could, cradling her head to his chest, and said in a hushed tone, It will not come to pass. You don't know that. Tessa, I'll do everything in my power to keep such a thing from happening. Everything in my power to keep you safe. She looked up at him from her position against his chest. His heart beat fast and strong, and his chest rose and fell as if he struggled to catch his breath. Fear shone in Lapis' eyes. Ooh, I missed a whole word. Fear shone in his Fear shone in his Lapis eyes, clear and crystal, deep in truth. If he feared so for her, what must he feel for his world? If it has to be done, though, to save Lauren, to save everyone? Breathing heavily, willed, Row. Breathing heavily, willed her thoughts to him. I missed a whole word. Breathing heavily, she willed her thoughts to him, and she knew he understood. She'd do it. She'd sacrifice herself to save her sister, to save the world. That is not your burden, isn't it? Fingers brushing her face, he touched her. Oh my gosh. Fingers brushing her face, he touched his forehead to hers. No, my love, never you. Tension built between them, gazes locked. Breathing increased as they clung to one another through the unknown. Slowly, Kagan closed the space until their lips brushed, his hands moving to cradle her face. Tessa. His breath caressed her lips, his expression, His breath caressed her lips, oh my gosh. His breath caressed her lips, his expression and voice so earnest and worried and thick with affection that Tessa's next inhale hitched. Everything he felt and wanted to say lay exposed in her name. Pressing her lips to his, she showed him she accepted and felt the same. Kagan groaned, pulling her snug, Kagan groaned, pulling her snug, one arm around her, the other tangling in her hair. Pressing further, his tongue asked for entry, and she granted it. Warmth flooded her, ripping through her chest to settle in her lower abdomen. Tilting her head further and pressing against him, Tessa wrapped her arms around his neck. Kagan twined his legs with hers. My phone is not on silent. Kagan twined, I was right. Kagan twined his legs with hers until she straddled his lap. The closer they clung, the more Tessa felt Rin at Kagan's side, pulsing with pleasure and happiness. She needed this closeness, this physical comfort she'd been denied most of her life. She needed this closeness, this physical comfort she'd been denied most of her life, and apparently he did too. A moan vibrated low in her throat when Kagan moved his lips from her mouth to her neck, caressing, licking, sucking. He clutched at her, almost as a reflex, his hand moving to the low of her back and murmuring her name. Tossing her head back gave him more room. He seized it as if drowning. Unbuttoning and pushing her shirt collar open, he kissed her throat, neck, and I don't know this word. I don't even know. I can't even guess it. Oh my god, we must ask the Overlord what it is. Decotilage? Décolletage. Décolletage. Wow, I wasn't even close. Décolletage. Décolletage. I got it. Okay. Décolletage. Décolletage. Okay. Now I don't décolletage. He kissed her throat, neck, and décolletage, earning more of her moans. Tessa clutched his shoulders as she leaned back, eyes closed, opening herself to his ministrations. Jesus. Opening herself to his ministrations. His hand, low on her back, fell lower, brushing her bottom, testing her, asking her. Hoke doke! They danced at the edges, pushing boundaries as they grew to know one another. Oh my gosh. They danced at the edges, pushing boundaries as they grew to know one another. Kagan possessed literal centuries of experience compared to her. While she wasn't a virgin, she'd lived through enough trauma and preferred control. But the feeling of his hand sliding lower and lower ignited Tessa. But the feeling of his hand sliding lower and lower, my God. I'm gonna sneeze again! But the feeling of his hand sliding lower and lower ignited Tessa, and trusting Kagan became easier each day. Warmth turned to heat in her pelvis, making her restless. Shh, my dog's barking again. Shush, my guy. She rocked in his, oh my God. She rocked in his lap, searching for pressure, and found the hardness she wanted. Oh my God, I'm gonna sneeze again! Kagan's hips. Dude, I can't not sneeze. Here it comes. Woo! Ah. Oh. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Kagan's hips. Kagan's hips jerked forward in response. Kagan's hips jerked forward in response, hand pressing firmly on her bottom to hold her in place. He groaned again, face in her neck. Tessa, love. Kagan. She held his face, bringing it upwards as she looked down. They met forehead to forehead, gazes burning, panting, rocking. Tessa, Crushing her lips to his, she derailed any further speeches. She didn't want to hear any more words, any more excuses. They'd danced around this for days, weeks, and she wanted more from him. Felt his magic rising to meet and mix with hers. Running her hands down his face to his neck, she felt his pulse, racing and pounding. She did affect him as greatly as he affected her. She knew it, and yet feeling it, feeling him... She knew it, and yet feeling it, feeling him so vulnerable, the great Kagan Dawnmall lit a fire within her. He groaned into her neck again, then moved lower, shifting his shirt aside with his shifting her shirt aside with his lips until they found the bare skin of her chest. Removing one of his hands from her bottom, she unbuttoned her shirt and nipped at the edge of her bra. Yes, she moaned and threw her head back, eyes closed. Shivers ran over her exposed skin, the evening air chilly. Tessa. We might have to mute soon. It's close. 29 chapters in and we're finally getting to a love scene. Oops, too many undos. He whispered against her breast, his lips warm and soft as he teased his way lower. My love, my heart. His fingers slipped the strap of her bra off her shoulder with the sleeve of her shirt, and she welcomed the feeling of his strong hand encased in soft leather touching her. Softness contrasted with his firm, yet deft touch, causing the heat of her abdomen to spread lower still. Another moan escaped her, unbidden. Her grip tightened on his shoulders, anchoring her. As she allowed her weight to fall backwards, his other hand slid up the back of her neck, holding her, gripping her, supporting her. Kagan's breath and lips on her skin trailed to her sensitive nipples, sent jolts of pleasure to her core. Soft growls vibrated against her skin, while his tongue and teeth did sinful twists and nips. Light-headed and dizzy, Tessa flew in his arms. She'd never felt like this, never met anyone like him. Ew. My allergies! Never met anyone like him, who pushed and pulled at her in all the right ways. You're mine, he rasped, his usually deep voice darker with need. Her heart pounded and her core pulsed. His hand on the back of her neck pulled her upright, forcing her head downward. Her eyes flew open, meeting his lust-blown ones, the usual brilliant blue, blackened and feral. Do you hear me? His hand... I'm never going to put my phone on silent. Do you hear me? His hand tightened on the back of her neck, fingers weaving in her long hair, tugging a bit. You're mine, and I'll never let you go. Mouth drying, Tessa bit her bottom lip, torn between fear and lust. His eyes focused on her lips, and his nostrils flared. As she swore for a moment, he knew what she was thinking, feeling. A throb radiated through her pelvis, and a rush of moisture followed. Oh, God! She'd never felt this turned on by anyone. Suddenly she wanted her clothes off. She wanted to feel all of him. Oh my God, my voice. She wanted to feel all of him, everywhere. Answer me. He pulled her face close to his, lips brushing hers. Tell me you understand. Breathing with him, matching his rhythm as he thrust against her, Tessa clung to Kagan and he wrapped his arms around her. I understand, she said. Tell me you're mine. I'm yours. Tell me. His voice broke. What? Kagan's lips thinned until they blanched. Kagan? His hug tightened painfully, and he snuggled his head into the crook of her neck. She felt the shift in his emotion, his magic flaring, his body quaking. Running her hands through his black hair, she tucked him close. Tell me. So closely pressed against her, Tessa felt him swallow hard. Tell me you'll never leave me, he said in a whisper so low. I gotta do that better. Tell me. I can't even whisper. Tell me you'll never leave me, he said in a whisper so low she barely heard him, as if speaking it aloud might ruin. As if speaking it aloud might bring ruin upon them. Shocked, she froze. What? You think I would leave? His silence answered her question. Gently tugging him from her neck, she met his reluctant gaze. Kagan? Jaw muscles jumping, lust ebbed from his expression. Lust ebbed from his expression, replaced by a furrow in his brow. Not you, precisely. She cradled his face in her hands. But what precisely? Everyone I love leaves me. Over 200 years old, acted like a stuck-up asshole, annoyed the crap out of her most of the time, and yet he sounded like a lost little boy whose broken heart had never healed. And she loved him with a fierceness threatening to burn her to ashes. I'll never leave you, she promised easily, knowing it for truth, like the truth in his visage. Visage? I gotta double check that, golly. Overlord, how do I say this? Visage. Visage. Like the truth in his visage as he gazed upon her. Muscles eased in his shoulders, eyes goofage. Muscles eased in his shoulders, his eyes closed. The tension between them melted to comfort, and Kagan laid them down on their sides atop their bedrolls. Keeping her wrapped in his embrace, he rested her head on his arm. Tessa arched a brow, mutely asking if he was no longer interested. A heated kiss told her he was very interested. We have time, my love. He looked around at the shield protecting them from the dusk-shrouded forest. Not here. Then where? Pulling her close, he said, Oopsies. Not here. Then where? Pulling her close, he said, a place worthy of you. You have a place in mind? Pressing her ear to the leather tunic over his chest, she snuggled into his body heat and inhaled his unique combination of musk and vanilla. I do. Where? His fingers combed through her hair. A private place I found years ago. I'll take you there. I'll take you there soon, my love. For now, rest. He kissed the crown of her head. I suspect tomorrow will be quite busy. He muttered for a few moments and twisted his hand to and fro. A dome of green light erupted above and around them, tall enough to stand while reaching the low-hanging branches of the tree sheltering them. The crewing glowed faintly. Ah! The crewing glowed faintly with a warmth reminiscent of lazy afternoons. Do you have to think about the spells much to cast them? Not for many years. What happens if you sleep? I've isolated the spells to run without me. Like on automatic? In a sense, it's advanced spellcasting, far beyond you currently. But eventually you'll learn how to create a casting loop, so a spell can be released until it's stopped. A great yawn escaped her. Oh, sleep, my love. We still have much to do. We still have much to do. Tessa snuggled into his chest as he lay on his back, the warm glow of the crewing heating their camp and keeping the early evening soft at bay. Nope, that's not the words at all. And keeping the early evening softly at bay. Kagan's translucent shield shimmered above and around them, high enough to encompass Dimphna's branch. She gazed upwards through the translucent green shield, gently wrapping her view of the night sky. Nope! Gently warping the view of the night sky. Its green swirls like oil on water, always moving. The Fey sky differed from home. Dark blue gradient to purple, with twinkling points like purple, with twinkling points like stars, moving and shifting, never staying in place for more than a few minutes. Those aren't stars, are they? She asked Kagan, jerking as if she'd awoken him. Jerking as if she'd woken him, he said. Stars? In the sky, they kind of look like stars, but they don't act like them. No, not as you know them. Not as you know them. What are they? We call them fairy. Fairy? Let me double check this. Double check. Okay. We call them fairy stars. They watch over us, and some believe they lead to other worlds. Do you believe it? He grunted. I've never seen proof, but I have no reason to doubt. He rolled back to his side to face her, adjusting Rin before draping his arm over her. After all, I travel to your world quite often, so perhaps there are other worlds. Did you travel to my world a lot? Often as I could. Why? As guardian, it was my duty to ensure the bridge remained intact, so I inspected and repaired it regularly, and I enjoyed it. Sort of like a business trip? In a matter of speaking. In a manner of speaking. In a manner of speaking. Did other Fae travel too? Rarely. Traveling to the mundane world requires permission from the High King, and he grants it permission to... And he grants permission to only a few. Better to keep us separate. Makes sense, I guess. Tessa allowed her mind to wander. Smiling, Tessa allowed calm to sweep through her. Smiling, Tessa allowed calm to sweep through her for the first time in years. There's a helicopter in the distance, and this is the last line. Cool. It's so loud. It's so loud. It's getting louder, too. We'll wait. We have no choice. Smiling, Tessa allowed calm to sweep through her for the first time in years. It's still not gone. Smiling, Tessa allowed calm to sweep through her for the first time in years. There we go! Okay, we're going to end it here today for a couple of reasons. One, I'm out of time. Two, I've never had allergies this bad in my life, and it is affecting me. And that's super uncool.